Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you guys know, it's your girl Anita Rivers of Classic Royalty Designs, and today is going to be a great video for you all. Today's video is not just for beginners, it's for level 1 beginners, level 5 beginners, even professionals. But these are the sewing essentials that you guys should have if you guys want to be fashion designers. To begin, make sure you guys get yourself a piece of paper and a pen because you guys will be writing a lot of things down. I have some great things here that you guys may need, will need, and should have in the future for you guys' up and coming projects. Let's get started, guys. So, the first thing you guys must have if you want to be a fashion designer is what? A sewing machine. And I have a big industrial machine, and I can't just like show you guys, and so make sure you guys write that down. And who cares, you can get an industrial machine if you're more on a professional level, or if you're a beginner you can go to Joann's or a Save-A-Thon or Mood Fabrics or any store that sells a good sewing machine and buy yourself a $200 commercial sewing machine. Like, no one's judging you. If you're a beginner, get yourself a nice, inexpensive but sewing machine. It's okay, but the first thing you guys need is a sewing machine. The next thing you guys will need is what? Thread. You guys need to have thread. And I will say, if you guys are a beginner, you'll need the basic colors, like white, black, gray, brown. And of course, you guys don't need to spend a lot of money on thread, depending on where you live. Again, I'm in New York City, and in New York City, you can go to the garment district and buy you this thread in here for $5, $8, $20 for thread. But no. The way I shop, you can go to your local 99-cent store and you can get you some threads for, let's see if one of these have the price. You guys see that? 99 cents. So these threads cost 99 cents, but you guys do need thread. And again, if you're a beginner, you guys need basic colors. So black, gray, white, brown, and a few light colors if you guys are interested in those, okay? The next item you guys will need are some colored pencils. The reason why I say you guys need some colored pencils, beginners or professionals, is because when you're using your patterns or just writing down something that you want to remember, oh my god, I need to add seam allowance. Like, this is why you need sewing pencils, and this is why you guys, they also need markers. Like, you guys need color pencils and markers. This will help you just write down things in your muslin, write down things in your patterns. If you have a journal, you need to make sure that you need to remember to add seam allowance or to take away seam allowance or to add a dart on the front or the back or on a skirt. Just whatever you guys need to write down, that's perfect for markers and for color pencils. So please write that down as well. Next up, we have sewing pens. Now, here are the pens that I like to use. The ones that I like to use are the ones with the colors or the balls at the end, only because I like to hold them and put them in. And when I'm sewing, I can actually see them on the seam. So I got these pens from Walmart, and they were $2.97. Depending on where you shop and where you live, you can get them cheaper or a little bit more expensive. But again, I like to use these, the one with the balls, and they do come in different colors. If you guys can see, these are the ones that are different colors. So there's teal, blue, a little bit of yellow in there, and here are the ones that I use all the time. And again, you won't need a tomato or a needle cushion because they do come in boxes like this and in boxes like this. And there's nothing wrong with using your basic sewing pens. The reason why I don't like using these are because they're very, very small. They end up all over the floor, and when you put them in your seams, you can barely see them. But there's nothing wrong with them. These are a little bit cheaper. You can find it for $1 or $2 in your local sewing store. But I don't like to use these. But again, you will need one of these to start your journey as a fashion designer. Next up, guys, you will need bobbins. So depending on what machine you have, I have an industrial 20U Singer zigzag and straight stitch machine. I use these metal industrial bobbins. So I'm going to show you guys what the bobbins look like. So here are the bobbins, and of course the thread goes around there. So keep a case like this for your bobbins. I believe I got this for $2.50 from Walmart, and I use these a lot. These are also good. You can get these from anywhere, so make sure you get you some bobbins. If you guys can see, here are a few of my bobbins with the colors. See, so there's blue, pink, and red. So this is what you guys will need, and this is what your bobbins and your spools and everything else will look like. Next up, if you guys will be hand sewing anything, buttons, if you want to start off learning how to sew, hand sewing, if you guys have sensitive fingers like myself, once you constantly sew with your hands, you guys will need this. This is thimbles. So this is a thimble, and I have nails on, as you guys know, and your thumb goes in here on any finger that you normally use to push the needle. You'll put the thimble over your finger, and it helps you put the needle through. I don't use these because of course I have nails, but if you look very closely right here in this area, it's pretty dry because I always use this finger to push the needle through. We'll need some thimbles, and I believe this thimble I got for $1 from the 99-cent store. Next up, we have the best thing ever that you guys should know for a fact that you guys need. This item is a measuring tape. You guys, I have a lot of them. You see this? I have a lot. I have a lot of measuring tape, guys. Like, this is not even like my whole stash. But again, you need some measuring tape, guys. And if you feel uncomfortable using this because it's too messy and it's too much, you guys can always get this kind of measuring tape. It has a small button, and then once you push it, it just comes out, and that's it. And then when you push the button again, it closes. So you have two options. You can get your average, you know, fashion designer, colorful rainbow measuring tape, or you can get this one that fits right in your purse. Either one is fine. Just make sure you have them. So the next item we're going to talk about that you guys must have are these fashion chalks. Now, we aren't using muslin or anything else. These chalks help you outline your patterns. You can put maybe CF on your patterns between center front. These just help you as guidelines or reminders. I'm gonna take this black chalk so you guys can see. If you want to mark anything on your clothes or on the muslin, it helps you guide. It just helps you. And also, when you use this for your clothes or any muslin, on the fabric, it's gonna come off. If you guys can see, it comes off a little bit. I guess the harder you rub, the more it comes off. Just don't go ham and do it like really hard. Like, be very gentle with it, and it eventually comes off. I would say this is definitely optional, because if you don't buy these, like I said before, you have your colored pencils. These are used for the same thing. So you can have this, or you can have this, or you can get both. But definitely these fashion chalks are definitely optional. Okay, so next up we have is, you guys know what this is? This is a seam ripper, and it is exactly what it is. It is a seam ripper. So if you're sewing something and you make a mistake and you see the seam, you just put this through and the seams come out. So you guys definitely do need this. Just quickly grab the seam ripper, open up the seam, take off the threads, and continue to sew. You can either add seam allowance, take away seam allowance. You can just close the seam, make it inseam, whatever you need to do. Just fix it, but don't throw it away. Next up we have here is your basic tweezer. Now, the reason why I'm adding a tweezer to this list is because normally you can always get the thread through the needle of your sewing machine, but sometimes once you get it through, it's hard for you to grab and pull it out. So I recommend you guys get you a regular tweezer so you can just pull out the thread from the other side. Okay, next up we have is this weird looking tool. I got this a long time ago. I barely use it, but when I do use it, it's for a good reason. This here is called a rotary cutter, and it's very sharp. And normally what you do is that you press this up and it comes out. It's basically like a pizza cutter, and you see how sharp that is? So you will take this along your fabric and you will cut across. Like, it's very, very, very sharp. This, I would say, is also optional. You don't need this, but if you're interested and you just want to have all the sewing essentials, you can add this to your list. You guys need a ruler. So this ruler is a couple of years old. I got this from, I don't know where. I think I got this from when I used to work at Mood Fabrics. Yeah, you guys do need a ruler, and I do recommend a clear ruler only because in some of them, not in this one, but there are small holes in the ruler. You put your pencil in there and you can turn and use it, and then you can continue using the ruler. I'll say only because when you mark something on your muslin, you can see and put your ruler on top of the mark and know exactly where you're marking if you need to make more marks on your garment. You guys need yourself a basic scissor, fabric scissors. Now, the name of this brand that I use is called Fiskars, Fiskars, and the number on this one is 365. I use Fiskars scissors, and this is your average sewing scissors, and I love using these. Now, there's different sizes to scissors. Now, this one, I guess is like a medium. And then you have the Fiskars large, if you guys can see that. I'm gonna use this one for like your more delicate fabrics like organza and neoprene, and I would say mesh. Now for the next size, this one I use for like sequins and beaded mesh because it handles a tougher fabric, right? These are the mother of all scissors. I got these when I was in college and I still have them. I barely use them because I'm very scared of them, but these are some good scissors. Like, they're hard because I haven't used them to oil them up a bit. But these babies, the gingers, yo, these are no joke. Like, these babies can run you about 60 and up just for a pair of these scissors. Now, these are the large, and of course, I have the small ones. If you guys can compare the sizes, you guys see? Large and small. Also, this would be good just to collect. They have gold, silver. You can put your name on them, like on the steel. Like, these are beautiful. Like, I love these. I barely use them, but I love these. This small cutter is also very, very cool. I love using these. It cuts off small threads, and it's just very easy to hide, even though you don't need them when you're going to a club. Like, these are the bomb. Like, I love using these. You can just, you know, choop, choop, and the threads come right off. Like, I love using these. The next thing you guys will need if you're a beginner or if you're a professional is what? Zippers. You guys need zippers. Like, I have a box full of zippers, and these are like these metal zippers, invisible. I got some for $1, some $14, some $25. Like, as you become better and better at fashion design, like, you guys will start to realize like you're going to be a collector, not even a designer. You're going to be a designer and a collector because it would just happen. If you're unsure of the sizes, just buy any size you'll see, because when you make something, you can always cut the bottom off and you can use it to your advantage. And now the last thing I'm going to show you guys that you guys must have. You can have everything that I told you guys in this video that you need, but if you don't have this one thing to practice on, how are you guys going to practice on your mother's curtains? No. Muslin. Muslin is the next best thing, I believe, not to actual expensive fabric. So if you are a beginner, I would definitely say you guys need to buy yourself some muslin. I would say 5 yards of muslin is a great amount of yardage for you guys to start with. But if you're somewhere where you just can't find muslin, or you just don't like the quality of muslin, you can definitely go buy some cotton. You can get the cheapest cotton you can find, and you can get cotton maybe about 3 to 4 or 5 yards. That will definitely do for a shirt or a pair of pants. But if you want to be a professional in fashion design, when I was in college, when I was in school, we started off with muslin, because this way you can see your mistakes when you use your patterns. You can write on your patterns. With this, you can use the muslin, you can use your colored pencils, you will need scissors, you will need some of your pens. Like you can use a colored thread because you can see if you're sewing straight or if you're sewing curved. Like everything I'm telling you guys makes sense. Everything that I'm telling you in this video, you guys will need. If I missed anything in this video, please leave it below in the comments because I think that I covered everything. But if I didn't, please leave them below in the comments. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, guys, because I think this is an awesome video. And like I said before, you don't need to buy expensive things. You don't need to start off with buying a $60 scissor. Like, start off small and then build your sewing essential, like a sewing essential, what do you call it? You can build your sewing essential collection. That's the word I'm looking for. Only took me about 10 minutes, but thank you guys for watching my video. I highly appreciate you guys. And if you haven't, please subscribe. And if you want to get more notifications on my videos, please click that bell button. And please, if you like this video, just leave a comment below. Like your video, anything. I'm open to anything. I will reply to you guys because I like being one-on-one with my people. Thank you guys for watching, and happy fashion. Bye, guys.